I would like to warmly welcome Dr. Tathagata Dutta from Jodas Expoim. So, sir, before we start, if you can take a few minutes, you can tell us about your company, about yourself.
I am Tathagata Dutta, pharmacist by education. My specialization is in intellectual property rights, especially related to pharma and biopharma.
So, sir, my first question is that India's pharma export market has crossed 30 billion US dollars. And the government of India or the entire industry's ambition is to only double that. From your perspective, which is that one pillar which will ensure we meet our targets?
As compared to what we claim that we are the pharmacy of the world, and 31 billion is nothing. I don't think making it double can be a target. Sky is the limit. We have to bring up products in the innovation space. We have to come up with new molecules, because the moment this what 30 billion is there, it is all because of the generic products. Once the innovator loses his exclusivity and the generic product comes into the market, and obviously the margin goes, you get a very small market share of that particular molecule. So India has historically been into that generic space, and we have to come out of that mindset. Indian companies, though lately they are understanding the importance of innovation and new molecules and all those things. So future is very bright, and just doubling 30 billion is nothing. It will be much more than that very soon.
An MSME wanted to invest in innovation. Where should they focus on? What should be the starting point? And that should give them the direction.
The innovation space, if you see, this is again a historical fact that innovation doesn't happen in big companies. Innovation happens in small companies, which is later on these are acquired by the bigger companies.
Okay.
Because it is not about that the big companies, they don't have the talent.
Correct.
They have the talent, but in small companies the agility is more, which is required in innovation. One more thing which I suggest to the companies is that don't think that you will do the whole thing. Try to build up a consortium, try to build up a good industry academia collaboration, and divide your work into multiple parts, segments, and distribute the work.
This is amazing. If companies own up and understand the capabilities and are aware, then the community can come together and I think tie up in a very functional manner to achieve the overall
And
target.
Government of India has heavily invested on setting up the infrastructure in all the academic setup. Let us focus more on the things. Let us not reinvent the wheel, reproduce the technologies which are already available, and do only that part what is not there. And then together we club everything and make some good innovation.
So we'll move on to our next question. When it comes to exports in pharma, there are very specific country level requirements. There are n number of documentations. There is a pharmacovigilance obligation that you need to maintain. In your experience, what does it take to get it right consistently that companies should learn from and adopt as well?
The first thing is you should have a very good quality product and a very good and robust manufacturing process. If these two things are there, then product will be always good. Your quality system should be world class. Ideally, you should follow the most stringent regulatory requirements while manufacturing the product, maintaining the quality compliance level up to that standard. And after that, what you can do is you can go by country specific requirements and regulations which you follow. These are all very minor things. So the most important thing is, again, as I said, if the product is right, if the manufacturing process is right, and the quality systems are in place, then you can go to any market. It's better always to have one quality, and that should be the highest quality standard. And then based on country specific regulatory requirements, you can change those things which are tweaking as per the requirements, mainly like packaging requirements and the shipment requirements, some of the documentation requirements. First is product and process. These are the two things, and then the quality systems.
Today, buyers from international countries, and specifically be it Africa, Southeast Asia, or any regulated markets, they are focusing on the product, but they're also auditing the entire supply chain. So, if an exporter, an Indian exporter, is entering one of these markets, according to you, how has the conversation changed with these buyers?
Once you start working on a product, first thing you keep in mind that after 3 years or 4 years, when this product is going to get approved and it will be in the market, how many competitors will be there in the market, what will be the price erosion, and what will be my market share, at what price I will be able to sell it, and then considering the inflation also. So this usually it happens that I have seen many companies, they have a portfolio or a basket of say 100 or 150 odd molecules, but they are unable to commercialize it in many of the markets because of this pricing. So those things well in advance you have to decide, and the portfolio has to be managed in such a way that it is like an insurance. So you know that whatever the situation it becomes, I will be in the market, I will be able to supply, and I will also be able to make my margins out of it. That's the most important.
Yes.
Because unless I make profit, my organization will not be sustainable. And everything has to be sustainable. It's not a charitable organization. So we need to do good work, but simultaneously it has to be sustainable as well.
My next question is that taking a cue from our conversation or what you said, that when it comes to the generic export base, India has a very strong hold on it. But that is relatively thin when it comes to specialities, biologics, or high value segments also. Uh, so, if you had to advise the exporters that if we want to move up within these specialty spaces or high value segments, how can we do that?
As the manufacturers or the industry leaders, people need to invest more and more on these high value products and innovative products, because that will help them not only to earn more revenue and all, also it is much easier to maintain the compliance. As far as when the volumes are less but the value is high, it is much easier for you to maintain the compliance, as compared to continuously you are running 12 or 15 manufacturing facilities, and then it's really a nightmare. So that is something which and eventually that is going to happen, but these generics should also continue. This has been the bread and butter of all the Indian companies, and this will also, like innovation and these complex products, it will take some time for every company to build up the capability and have their things. Another part is we are seeing that in the biologic space also, the regulations are now like changing and becoming much more compliable. The Indian companies have a huge talent pool, which I don't see in any other country.
Coming to my last question, which is that for an Indian exporter who's extremely serious about their growth, when they come to CPHI or PMEC in 2026, what is that one thing that they should do when they enter the trade show? What is your advice to them?
My journey with CPHI PMEC started with CPHI Worldwide. Later on, I started participating in CPHI PMEC India. And every year I can see that it is growing. The number of footfalls, the number of exhibitors, the number of technical sessions, everything is increasing amazingly. I can see, and I say everyone that this is the marker for the industry. So when CPHI PMEC India is growing, that means the Indian pharmaceutical and biopharmaceutical industry is growing exponentially. Those who are the first timers, those who are participating it for a long time, for them, I need not say anything, but those who will be participating here for the first time, I will say that this is a wonderful opportunity to interact with, the global manufacturers, suppliers, and industry leaders. It's a wonderful platform for learning, for networking. Even after so many years in industry, I visit the PMEC stalls. So if you ask me to make a sentence advice to them, is that First, do a proper homework, go to the website and see who all are coming, what are your interests. Try to fix meetings well in advance, because if you walk into the stalls, it will be very difficult that, or most unlikely that you will be talking with the right person who will be able to answer all your queries. So it will be just a networking thing. But if you properly schedule your meetings, then these 3 days is not enough, I will say. Plan what you want to look for, which session you want to attend, and don't miss this opportunity. Being in India, it is an international event where people from across the globe will be coming, and this year CPHI PMake will be in 2 different venues because of the paucity of space. And I am very much excited to see that new CPHI PMake 2026.
So, when it is CPHI and PMEC, which innovation are you most excited to witness in 2026?
There are a lot of ancillary industries which come in CPHI and PMake, like the excipients. Novel excipients are coming. Novel packaging solutions, they are coming in CPHI PMake. That I am very much excited. And as well as the machine manufacturers, what type of newer machines that will be making us more compliant to the regulatory requirements, ease of manufacturing, machinability, all these things I'll be keen to witness. So I am very much excited to look forward to.
And I think we are equally excited to have you on the floor, and we'll be looking forward to your presence there as well. Extremely, extremely thank you for taking your valuable time out.